We are now living in a period here in America where I believe it is survival of the smartest. Hey guys, JB. So what do I mean by survival of the smartest? We are living in uncertain times here on planet Earth, across the globe, especially right here in America. If you are not educating yourself with what is happening, if you are not waking yourself up to what is happening right now here in America, you are not going to survive the upcoming events. And the United States as a country, we here are literally just an event away from something really, really big happening. As I said in the past video, I feel like it is the calm before the storm, but we're seeing red flags everywhere, but we haven't had any major events take place yet, but we're having lots of smaller events taking place. And it's going to take one event to trigger something really big happening here in America, which could trigger multiple events, socially, economically. And so if you are not educating yourself, if you are not waking yourself up, you're going to be a casualty to what is coming to America, which I believe is going to be civil unrest, possible terrorism, economic collapse. There's a variety of things that could happen. We could see one event, we could see two events, we could see 5 events occurring at the same time here in America. Now remember, there are multiple bubbles throughout the world taking place right now. Countries are simultaneously printing money, devaluing their currencies. Countries across the globe, including the US, the biggest debtor nation of them all, countries across the globe are just going deeper and deeper into bankruptcy, deeper and deeper into debt. People in these countries, including people right here in America, getting farther and farther, deeper and deeper into debt, becoming debt slaves. Highest household debt in history right now in 2019. Corporate debt at all-time highs also. We're seeing every sector across the board flashing red with their financial forecast for 2019. We're seeing negative signs from the 2018 fourth quarter earnings through most of these corporations, banks, and what it is telling us is that that what is coming is not going to be positive. We are not going to see great days coming to America. We're going to see very bad times, dark days coming to America. Today, Dow Jones was up, I think, about 155 points. We saw more volatility. There was a 200-point swing today, all on more negative, bad news. Yet we had 2 Fed presidents come out and talk about that we need that the Fed needs to be patient and they need to ease off the gas pedal. So they're just enforcing the message from Powell that they're going to really be patient. They're going to be dovish, and we possibly may not even see a rate hike this year. There's even talk that we could see a rate cut this year. So ask yourself, if things are so good financially here in America, how come we can only have a 2.5% interest rate? How come they're so afraid to normalize rates? How come we have a 36% chance of seeing a rate cut in 2019? If things are so good, how come we keep getting the same message that they have to be dovish, they have to be patient? They're telling you things are not that good. You have to read between the lines here, educate yourself, wake up to what they're really saying. Steve Mnuchin didn't have a meeting with the 6 most powerful banks in America because things are going so great. The president didn't come out and get people to buy in the so-called dip because things were going so good. They're trying to keep everything together just a little bit longer because they know this thing's going to implode. And if we would have just dealt with this in 2008, we would have felt some severe pain in this country, but we would have been much better off today. But instead of doing that, we put a Band-Aid on a gunshot wound, kicked the can down the street, and here we are now, $22 trillion in debt. A country that calls itself rich, yet we're bankrupt. This country financially is bankrupt. So I don't know how people think and can talk about America being so wealthy, so financially sound, when it's $22 trillion in debt, and every second we're acquiring more and more debt. This is why you need to be prepared. This is what you better get ready for, because this is not going to go away. This problem is getting bigger every second. Just in the few minutes that I've spoken, the debt has increased millions and millions of dollars more. So the Dow Jones up 155 points today. But let's look a little deeper at what's really going on. What really pushed the market up today? Was it total chaos in the UK as the politicians in the UK are not doing what the people asked them to do? Is it the yellow vests, the protesters, possible bank runs in France? Is it the longest US shutdown in government history? Is it Jamie Dimon saying that the shutdown could reduce economic growth to zero here in the United States of America? Is it people on food stamps that may not be getting their food stamps in February if this government shutdown does not come to an end? Again, it's real calm out there with everything that is really going on behind the scenes. You know, if you go out today, go to your local stores, go to the mall, everything is peaceful, everything is calm, yet behind the scenes, things are falling apart at the seams. So let's look at another reason why the Dow Jones was up 155 points today. Was it possibly Wells Fargo coming out with some more bad news? Wells Fargo, their bread and butter is mortgage apps. Their mortgage apps shrank to $18 billion, lowest since the financial crisis. Their loan originations dropped from $46 billion to $38 billion. And I believe around 2012 or 13, their loan originations were at around $120 billion. So bad news for Wells Fargo. Goodyear announces, this is all on Zero Hedge today, Goodyear tire slashes guidance. So that's bad news for Goodyear, and profit guidance for many corporations for 2019 is way down, but yet the Dow Jones is up 155 points today. Zero Hedge, another article, they did a survey with people on Wall Street. 60% of them are convinced that a recession is imminent, and that we'll be seeing the beginning signs of that in 2019. I think it's already begun. And while that all goes on, you have people like Samuel L. Jackson, this scumbag. He's on and I believe it was one of the talk shows the other night. Samuel L. Jackson rips Trump's wall. Cough up the money yourself, you cheap MFer. This is Hollywood. This is typical Hollywood right here. This is the respect for the office. This is the respect for the American citizen. Now, I guarantee you, Samuel L. Jackson lives in a very nice home, probably a home in Beverly Hills, somewhere in Los Angeles, probably a gated community. If not, he has a wall around his house. If he's somewhere in Beverly Hills, not a gated community, I guarantee you he has a big wall around his property. I wonder how Samuel L. Jackson would feel if we just climbed over his wall, walked into his house. But I'm sure he has armed security, alarms, and a very big wall. But I'm sure there's people there with guns. Samuel L. Jackson probably doesn't believe that you should own a gun either, although I'm sure he has armed security, hires armed security when he goes to events. But this is your typical piece of garbage Hollywood elite right here, telling you to disarm, telling you not to build a wall, while these people all live behind walls and all have armed security at their compounds. So yet, while a country is falling apart, while we can't get $5 billion to build a wall to protect Americans, while Hollywood is protecting themselves behind their walls and their guns, but believes that you shouldn't, we have more people like this. You know, people with the playoffs, with the NFL now. Eagles fan attacked girlfriend, put dog in microwave after playoff loss. This is the mentality of Americans now. You know, again, it's all about NFL. Your whole life is dependent on a football game. While your pensions are being robbed, while your borders are being invaded by illegal aliens that you fund, while your borders are being invaded by terrorists from Muslim Islamic countries, while your government is robbing your Social Security, while your pensions, again, are unfunded, while your job is paying you $10 or $12 an hour, this is what America cares about right here. Football. That's the typical American mentality. And this is why it's survival of the smartest. These people like that, that their life is dependent on reality TV, fantasy football, NFL football games, smoking weed 5 times a day. These people are not going to survive. These are the dumbed down. These are the sheep. These are the herd that are going to be led right off the cliff. These people's priorities are in the wrong place. And if people in America don't wake up real soon, we're going to lose this country, and a lot of people are going to lose their lives because they are ill prepared for the devastation that is going to rock America. And there's no turning back now. We are in deep water. There's no turning back. We're here, and we're going to have to deal with it at this point. This is unrepairable, unfixable. We are in it deep, and the people who are prepared are going to be the ones that get through it. The ones who are dumbed down, unprepared, hoping it would never happen, didn't believe it, wanted to watch football games and play fantasy football and play video games and smoke dope and watch the Kardashians. I feel sorry for these people. I really do. If you're one of them, I feel sorry for you, because when your kids are starving, or when somebody knocks down that door to come into your house to take whatever you have, or to rape one of your kids, or to rape your wife or one of your loved ones, or to kill somebody, I feel sorry. You know, I don't want to see that happen to anybody, but this is the real world, and we're going to be living through some real serious events. And when there is without rule of law, when the lights don't come on in the neighborhood, there's going to be bad people roaming the streets here in America. We got some real bad people here. And if you're not prepared to deal with the violence, if you're not prepared to deal with not getting food, if you're not prepared to just deal with a very chaotic environment, you're going to have a real rough time. And I feel sorry for the people who denied this would ever happen, people that didn't want to believe it, and people who just thought that this was all conspiracy. It's coming to fruition now. Reality is starting to show up at the door. We're seeing events unfold that we've never seen happen in our lifetimes, and it's happening, and it's happening all over the world, and it's multiple events. And I think that people, if you really concerned about your future, your safety, I think that, you better be preparing. And as you know, it's about gold, it's about silver, it's about food and water, and it's about security. Those are the main preps right there. And we all better get back to the basics. And what I mean by basics is we better really, every night, thank God for everything he's blessed us with, for a roof over our heads, that we can turn on the faucet and get water out of it, that we can eat today, that we're here on this planet another day, that things are peaceful right now, that we still live in the greatest country in the world, that we have a president now that, if people support this man, we have an opportunity of turning this country around. But we are going to feel severe pain in America. It isn't about what kind of car you drive, how big your house is. It's about being here, being in the fight right now. We are going to see amazing things happening. We're going to see insane, incredible things happening right here in America. And it's going to be exciting and it's going to be scary. But thank God you're here to be a part of it, to help get America through it. We're here for a reason. So in closing, guys, all I can say is keep topping off the preps, keep saying your prayers, keep supporting this president, keep praying for this president, keep praying for this country, and just keep acquiring as much gold and silver that you possibly can. A lot of people out there say, well, gold and silver is not going to get you through an event. It's going to be, food and water. And, that's very, very true. But throughout history, gold and silver, even in Venezuela, people will sell you food and water for gold and silver. Gold and silver, even in the worst times, has value, still has buying power. But let's look ahead of that. What happens when we come out of the event? When the dust settles, we get back onto some monetary system, some kind of financial system, whatever that may be. When you come out of an economic collapse, do you think just holding a can of beans and a bottle of water is going to get you ahead? Or do you think owning and holding real gold and silver in your hands after the event is over, do you think this gives you an advantage? What do you think? Do you think a can of beans or some silver after the event is done and over and we're back, to a monetary system? What do you want to be holding, beans or silver? Beans are great during the event. this is what you definitely want for after the event. So this is what you want to be acquiring. And again, this still has value even in the worst of times. This still has buying power. But after an event, you want to be ahead. You want to be ahead of the pack. You want to be able to prosper. You want to be holding real money. And real money is hard assets like gold and silver. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to this video. Please share this video. Let's continue to wake people up. And again, let's get back to the basics. Let's thank God for every day that we have. Let's enjoy life. Let's appreciate everything around us. Let's enjoy our families. Let's enjoy this peaceful time, because we don't know when that's all about to change. So I will talk to you guys very, very soon. God bless America. God bless you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.